Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So I am late. Don't worry, I'll make up for it. I'll leave early. And thank you, whoever the writer was on Fred Flintstone, way back when, for that joke that I've been using for the last 45 years at least. Let me see. Here we are at Dragon Age Origins, and I'm Pat Luther, and I'm playing Dragon Age Origins and talking about writing. I am the author of three novels, one of which is currently being serialized in Vela. The other two are both out. Yellow Tape and Coffee and Thoughtless, which you can find everywhere books are sold. And anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this. So this is Dragon Age Origins. This is part 6, I believe. We are... yes. We're in the village of Lothering. Just killed a bunch of bandits who attempt to kill us, and we are... I'm not actually sure what we're trying to do now. Let's take a look. Oh. There's 3 groups in all of bandits. One of them jumped us, so there's 2 more somewhere. After this, we're going to go off and try to find something. I don't know. One of these things. But first of all, let's finish up with Lothering. And then we'll head out into the wider world.
It may not be here later, should we leave now?
No, let's not leave yet then. It may not be here later. That's a great line from Morrigan there, reminding us. Okay, let me poison one of my blades here. Oh. Also, let me take a health potion. I'm getting wounded. Okay, I'm gonna have to take care of some of these guys. Okay. Let's get rid of this guy. We seem to have lost a couple of my friends here. Where are they? There they are. Okay. Oh, good. Excuse me. Throat's a little congested still. Might be from the coffee. But I'm still going to drink more of it. Okay. So, oh, there's another group of bandits. We're in a zigzag motion. I don't know if it actually makes any difference here, but oh. He's dead before he even got there. That's pretty good with that maul. Imagine how good he'll be with I give him a good weapon. Okay. Oh, bandit leader. Kunari Thick and Cap. That's probably going to go to Sten. And so is all the heavy chainmail. Oh, and the greatsword. Let's see if that's better. Okay. Oh, bear with me one moment while I give some of the stuff to Sten. Heavy chainmail gloves, and he's wearing no gloves. Heavy chainmail boots, and he's wearing split nail boots. Yep, they're better. And heavy chainmail. And that gives him a nice item set bonus too. Excellent. Okay. That should make him a little stronger. Do we have any... Oh no, I want him... I don't want to reduce hostility with him. I want him to increase hostility. Liliani, on the other hand, what's she wearing? Seeker Circle, +1, 2 to all attributes. Oh, that sounds like a good amulet. Okay, maybe I'll give this one to me. +2 strength, +2 constitution, or reduce hostility, +10. Oh yeah, that sounds better. +2 strength. That sounds like a good one for Sten to have. Oh, restrictions, Grey Warden. So it's either be me or Alistair. I'll give it to Alistair. He also uses strength. Okay. Where are we going here now? Oh, look. Haha, they had a bunch of loot. Okay. Always, excuse me. Always remember to loot the bodies. I made that joke in my first novel, and I think only in the first one, actually. There are some references or jokes that I repeat. In my writing, but that's not one of them. Oh, these aren't bandits. Okay, the rest of you guys gonna want to help out here? Whoops. I mean, I was trying to stab him. Let's keep pausing because there's so much going on here. It's hard to tell what's going on. I can't maneuver around these guys. Okay. That's it. They're all dead. Toxin extract. I think I can use that to make poisons.
As you desire.
That one was wearing chainmail. Giant spider with chainmail, of course. What's wrong with that? And it looks like this is just the cave that they came out of, but I can't go into. Okay. Oh, hey. More bandits. I'm gonna be dead by the time I catch up to him. Yep.
It is done.
Was that the bandit quest? Yes, report back to the gender. Yay, you have to have the bandits. I think that's about it for Lothering then.
And so I shall.
I seem to remember something about bears, but I never got the quest, and so I'm not going to worry about it. And this is not a completionist run. I'm not going to get every single piece intentionally, because that would take a lot longer, and a lot of it is not my focus right now. This time through, I am looking for good bits of writing and seeing what techniques can be used and how they can be adapted to novels or playwriting. Mostly novels, because that's what I've been focused on lately. I've written a couple of plays, but chances are you've never seen or heard of them. So I'm not even going to bother going into them right now. So it's okay, I'm going to turn the quest to the Changer's board, and then I think just head out. Oh, who's this?
Oh, that's the creature they locked up in the cage, isn't it? The one that killed those families.
You want to answer that, Sten? No, Sten doesn't want to answer that. Okay. Yeah, you know, never mind. So, killing an entire family is going to be a hard thing to recover from. You know, that's... You know, you talk about atonement arcs, that's going to be a major one. You really got to work hard to make somebody who starts out doing that not the bad guy. And we'll see if they do that here as we go.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
Right, thank you. 3 gold. Hey, that's pretty good for killing a few bandits. Okay, let's find a stairway out of this place. There's the highway. At least the highway is easy to spot. It's got the arches all over it. Getting there is another matter. Oh, that's not the way there. So, how would I write that part? For such a small town, the layout of Lothering still managed to get Janella lost. Or Janella still managed to lose her way. She found herself in a back alley. In Lothering, I don't know, stuff could happen there. Or, you know, if you want to establish that she has a bad sense of direction, you could do that. You know, if you have a hero with... that's not a very good heroic flaw, though. Bad sense of direction. That's right up there with I'm clumsy. Oh, help! Darkspawn! There's a dwarven merchant being menaced by Darkspawn. I will go to his aid. And I'll talk about heroic flaws after this.
Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. I'm much obliged.
Well, you too, where you are. Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, heroic flaws, yes. So, it's good to have, you know, some flaws in your hero. If you notice Yellow Taping Coffee and Thoughtless, everybody has flaws, sometimes multiple ones. Janelle's got a long list of flaws. Sorry, while I'm talking, I'm also going to bring up the Twitch client on my phone, so that's why I'm looking down and away here. And then not talking because I'm still looking for it. Okay. Hold on one moment. Okay, and I'm back. It's the professionalism and the smooth production values that you come here for, right? So, yes, heroes flawed. You know, sometimes their flaw can be things like they're just not cut out for the hero business. They don't want to save the world. They're really... The lovable rogue is a great one because, you know, his flaw is the selfishness and... which is a much better flaw than clumsiness or what was bad sense of direction, the one I just said here. Not that you can't have a hero with a bad sense of direction. Sometimes that can be played for laughs. It's a hilarious flaw. I have it myself. And we get a lot of laughs out of it, especially when we end up in the woods when we don't mean to. Long story, I'll tell you later. Or not. Let's see. Just realized my light's not on, so I'm going to turn that on. And I have no idea because I can't see myself on the camera while I'm playing. So, yes, I've just come up here, found these 2 dwarven merchants being menaced by Darkspawn, killed the Darkspawn, and so now I'm going to welcome them. They said, thank you. I'll say, you're welcome.
The name's Bodon Feddick, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
Oh. Well, so far, my announcing to everybody that I'm a Grey Warden has worked out well for me, so I think I'm going to continue doing that. I doubt you want to travel with a Grey Warden.
Grey Wardens? My, that does rather explain a lot. No offense, but I suspect there's more excitement on your path than my boy and I can.
Oh.
Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
Oh. Huh. I think I just lost, main center. Okay, well, too late now. Oh, speaking of which, I should save, because I haven't for a while. But that's the other thing, I don't know if I mentioned this before. I'm doing the Consequences playthrough also, which is a term I just made up. Oh, it's a blood mage. Oh, good thing I killed him. Oh, I didn't kill this person. Pouch of Ashes. Rigby's last... Oh! Oh, wait, no, this is the party inventory. Seal letter. Okay. Okay, which way am I going? Yeah, so that means I'm living with the consequences of if I make a bad decision, it just continues. Which, interestingly, does not apply to writing, because in writing, if you write yourself in a corner, you just back up, erase it, and rewrite it. Which is normally what I would do in video games. If I make a bad decision, I can just resave. So that works, but this time I'm doing the more life-mimicking one that bad decisions happen, and once they happen, they can't just be undone. Which is how your protagonist sees the journey, because of course she won't know that you've edited the page, because at the end of it, all you've got is what's on the page, and there's only one version of it, usually. There are exceptions. Some people have different editions of the book. Some people write choose-your-own-adventure books, in which case you can go down multiple paths and reread it. But you know what I mean. Ooh, a cutscene.
Bad dreams, huh?
So, yeah, dream sequence. I'm not a huge fan of dream sequences in books in general. They can be overused, and they can also be used as misdirection, and they're almost universally used badly when that's done. So, if there is a dream sequence, I don't think I've actually used one anywhere. Not recently, at least. But some of the things you might want to look out for, or some of the things that, so normally in dream sequence, your protagonist is doing along something else, and then it starts getting weird, and then really horrible stuff happens. Usually their friend dies or something, and then they discover, oh, it was just a dream. And that'll last a few pages at most. Hopefully, not several chapters, because if you put several chapters and then it becomes just a dream, you've really cheated your readers majorly, and they will hate you for it. I mean, that's still a thing you can recover from or pull out or earn that. So I'm not saying never ever do it, because there's pretty much no writing rules that are really never ever do this, but don't do that. Let's see. But if you do use a dream sequence, and they can be useful, portents are good. Dreams are great for symbols, portents, prophecies. If you're writing a fantasy like this is, showing things to come, showing things your protagonist is worried about. Oh, wait, I did have one. I did mention a dream that Dell had. Sorry, that reminded me of, because so in her dream, she's on Mars. She's from Mars originally. She's running, and she knows that the Via Marineris is up there somewhere, the Great Grand Canyon of Mars. and she's running towards it, but she doesn't know where it is and can't see it, and is afraid she's going to fall into it at any time. And of course, that's all symbolic for what's going on in her life at the moment. It's rushing towards disaster, because that's what she does. But okay, so anyways, dream signs, portents, yes, symbolism of what's going on in their life. Information can be conveyed through dreams. Like in this case, I saw the dragon, and that's like there's a literal archdragon out there, or archdemon that is in the form of a dragon out there. So that's a literalness on that. I don't know why I'm looking at Alistair. I should be looking up here at you guys. So there's that. The other way is if you know it's a dream. It's great if you know, if the character knows they're in a dream, or at least if the reader does, because then they'll accept it better, and you won't have that big fake out that cheats the reader out of drama there, or conflict. Okay, so I've just woken up for this dream. Alistair says, "Oh, bad dreams." I'm going to be a little flippant, even though I know what's really going on here. Must have been something I ate.
Drank more like, as in the tainted blood, remember?
Oh.
You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde.
Oh.
We feel it just as they do.
That's nice to know.
That's why we know this is really a blight.
The Archdemon, is that the dragon?
I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one. But yes, that's the Archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
You could have told me earlier. How about any other surprises I should know about? I think that's a good
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises.
That's
Anyhow,
good to know.
You're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Yeah. Well, before I do that, let's since we're in camp, let's talk to the people in camp. I'll start with Alistair, because he's closest.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
No, I didn't like him either. But I'm not going to say that. I mean, I just thought you might need to talk. Yeah, I'll be nice.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning of this game. Any of us could die in battle.
So,
I shouldn't have lost, not when so much is riding on us, not with the blight and everything. I'm sorry.
so there is a tier of thought, or a mode of thought, a group of thought. What's the word? There's a general thought. One of the possibilities about leadership is, especially in military and warfare, where a leader should be somewhat aloof from the people, right? You need to separate yourself out, not be comrades or buddies, because you need to be seen as somebody they can follow into battle, someone they can, well, basically to be seen as infallible, so that they will trust you and follow you into their deaths. Not everybody subscribes to that mode of thought. And I think Janella would not. Janella especially, given her upbringing, having no thought towards leadership. She's certainly never been trained in it. She's not had any kind of leadership mentors. She's been trained to fight, but not to lead. Right? Her technique of fighting is very individual and fighting from the shadows. So she's not following that. She is just going to talk to the people under her command, and they are under her command. Although she's having trouble accepting that, I think. But she's going to treat them as equals, the way she would want to be treated. So, what is her response. So that's why she's not going to say, don't let it happen again. No, he shouldn't have lost it. He didn't really lose it. I mean, he was still there. He was just quiet for a while. So, yeah, there's no need to apologize.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive.
Yeah, we could probably arrange that.
If he had any family to speak of.
What about the other Grey Wardens?
I don't know. I have no idea what the Grey Wardens do for them when they fall in battle.
Yeah, see, we lost so much.
Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
See, we have... I mean, we lost so much when we lost the Grey Wardens, right? We lost Duncan. Not just, you know, the other Grey Wardens who could have helped us in this, and people who knew, like, what to do to fight an Archdemon, but all of the lore, all of the culture of the Grey Wardens, and it is their own culture, because they're this very insular group that travels around, and they're international in scope. And so all, like, just simple things like, what are their funeral rites? We don't know. We're just gonna have to make them up now. So, and what other rites do they do? We don't even know that. We know the subscription ritual because we've been through it. But does either Alistair or I know how to make the... I don't know if Alistair knows how to make the special blood wine thing concoction, because I don't. But yeah, have you had close... Back to our conversation. Yeah, I saw plenty of death in the alienage. I'm going to remind him of that.
Yes, I suppose
Hey.
you must have.
Elf, remember?
I can't even imagine, really. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It
Oh.
was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Well, that's good. Yeah, he wasn't a friend of mine. Anytime. But yes, he should be able to talk to me whenever. I don't want the people under my command to be reticent to talk to me. I need to know what they're thinking. It's my doggy.
Oh, why, you little...
Are you harassing my dog?
Me? Harassing your dog? I should say it's the other way round. Your furry friend here took offence at me getting near his food. He
Oh,
snapped at me.
yeah, it's his food. It's just a warning. He could have taken a hand off. Yeah, I mean,
Don't
he's a
you
war
think
dog.
I don't know it. Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Yeah, it's just a friendly reminder. Good doggy. Okay. Let's go see who else is in our camp. Oh, there's a cow. I can't talk to the cow. Oh, hey, did I just walk through here and didn't see Liliana? And now I do.
Yes?
Well, hello. I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
Do I want to talk about our vision? I think I do. That's kind of, yeah, this vision of yours.
I
So
knew
the
this
Maker
would
told
come
her.
up sooner or later.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream.
Speaking
In
of
it,
dreams,
there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell. And the darkness drew me in.
ooh, that sounds like a dream. Well, what then? Okay.
When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rosebush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose.
And that
It
would
was
be
as
me.
though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
Okay. So Here's me. I could just tell her that's wishful thinking, right? Because it is. Now, and this made you want to help me? Hey, so that's good. I mean, whatever her motivations are, if she's going to save the world, I don't care if she's crazy when she does it. Gonna check to see if she's crazy. Did you hear voices? Is one great answer. And then I could have the, I think I've already established that I'm not really a big fan of her maker. But yeah, let's ask her. Just want to make sure that she's all there, right? She's going to be reliable. So far, she's been good with her bow. She's, defeated our foes, not us. But who knows what the voices tell her next?
No, not voices. It's not so simple. He spoke directly to my soul, in a language no human tongue can express. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the Blight devours everything?
Right. The Blight is the Maker's punishment. Will you defy him? I mean, their entire purpose of the Grey Wardens is defying the Blight. So yeah, we're going to defy his Maker. If the Maker wants the Blight, we're defying him. But yeah, the Chantry says the Maker's left us.
He's still here. I hear him in the wind and the waves. I feel him in the sunlight that warms my skin. I know what the Chantry says about the Maker, but what should I believe? What I feel in my heart? Or what others tell me?
I mean, I don't think it matters, since the Chantry is wrong. Believe what feels right to you. Yeah.
Thank you. It's nice to find someone who agrees. I know what I know, and no one will ever make that untrue.
Oh, she approves. Okay. I mean, as long as her beliefs don't hurt us, I'm good with them. Here's Sten. See if he has anything to say.
Why are we stopping?
Why are we stopping? We're working together. I think I should get to know you. We're working together. I think I should get to know you.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
I suppose. Are you all right? You were in that cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
I've never seen a Qunari before. Tell me about your people. Seems a little rude, maybe? But, why not?
No.
Oh, well. Please?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
I think I've offended them.
I am.
Oh, okay. Well, why would the Qunari send soldiers here? There's a question it's an important answer.
The Antam are the eyes, hands, and mouth of the Qunari. We are how my people know the world.
So you're a spy. Doesn't that make your view of things a little skewed?
Compared to what?
You only learn about people you conquer?
What does anyone truly know of the world? The world changes. We change. The Antam observe what we can, just as you do. There is no point to this. We are keeping the Darkspawn waiting.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna rest in camp for a bit. So, what's your hurry?
What a strange language you speak. You say hurry, where I would say duty.
It's not your duty to handle the Blight, though.
No, it is yours, and you are chatting with me instead.
Oh.
As you wish.
Sten disapproves. Oh, no, Sten approves. That's weird. He didn't seem like he approved of that. Apparently he does. Okay. So, there's Morrigan. With all our potions and things. Okay. And notice here, we've got this campfire. We've got one campfire. And around it is my dog, Alistair, and Liliana. A little ways off of it, we've got Sten. We've got a couple of camp followers here who aren't really part of our main camp yet. So they're kind of off to the sides. And then we have way off over here is Morrigan with her own campfire. So she's got a completely separate fire and basically a separate camp, just happens to be nearby us. And that's a nice subtle touch. And again, if I was writing this as a novel, I would definitely point that out. It's a good thing to put in here. Is Morrigan, as we camped, and Morrigan, as was her wont, created her own fire, removed from the main camp. Or something would probably be enough. And then you'd have to hike over there to talk to her if you wanted to, which I just did, and am.
What do you wish of me?
But it's a great reveal of character without giving, without coming out and saying how aloof and standoff she is. It just shows that really well. Show, not tell, the whole thing. So that's why I'm spending all this time telling you. Okay. Things. And it's, of course, musing on ideas is what I'm doing. I'm not the expert, and you should certainly, if you're writing your own things, do what feels right to you. These are things to think about and consider. Not nothing I've said is a hard, fast rule of any kind. Let's see. Okay. But we're here. I want to ask her something.
If you must.
Ask her about being shapeshifted. Oh, I'm kind of curious about Flemeth. Is Flemeth really what she seems? She used to be a starship captain, right?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
Good point. I like her sense of humor. That is kind of an absurd question. And the starship captain thing was a joke because she's played by Kate Mulgrew. She seems to be a powerful human. She seems to be human, sort of.
Oh, she certainly was human.
Was.
Once. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the Chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I'm more interested in the truth.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
That's not really how truth works. You can't just decide whether or not something is the truth. You can decide whether or not you believe it, but your belief will have no effect on it. And with a character, they also, right? You're looking at a character, they can decide what they believe, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the truth even in your novel. Certainly, a lot of people have beliefs that aren't there. Aren't accurate or true. Del certainly does. In Thoughtless, she has a reference at one point of the Earthers being... She lives in the asteroid belt. Thoughtless is my science fiction novel. She makes one reference, and this is just as a... I play it off as humor, but it shows a little bit about her education, and later it comes up of the things she doesn't know that should. She says that Earth, one of the reasons Earth is distrustful of the asteroid belt is because they're afraid they'll throw a rock at them and kill all their dinosaurs. She, of course, doesn't realize this happened 65 million years ago, and that it wasn't humans who did it. It's just gravity. But anyways, but her belief in that doesn't make that true any more than anything I believe about Flemeth would make that what it really would be. Okay, but yes. Tell me. That sounds interesting. Tell me what Flemeth told you.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
How long ago is this?
Many centuries, before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the Bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord, who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife. and Osen agreed.
Oh. Yeah. Offered him wealth and power. And then, of course, Flemeth also got wealth and power, being married to Lord Conabar. Seems like a fair deal, except for, they... So, now, remember the culture here. Elves have arranged marriages. They're not marrying for love. They're marrying for exchange of contacts, for exchange of power. It's not, I guess, power, because we're a relatively powerless people, but we still have alliances between families, apparently, and that's what the marriages are for. They're not because, and for procreation, of course, because you want to have the next generation of elves for some reason. So to us now, to me as an American, the idea of selling your wife to a rich and powerful man in exchange for her living a life of luxury and you getting wealth and power, that would be horrific. That would be a bad thing. I mean, I'm not going to say don't do it if everybody agrees, everybody's consenting, all consenting adults, no worries. But it's pretty antithetical to my thinking to be able to think of doing that. But to Janella, who grew up with the whole concept of arranged marriage, this sounds like this could be a really great deal. So I'm going to say that. Seems like a fair deal.
Aye, it was. It was Flemeth who suggested the arrangement in the first
See?
place.
She likes it too.
All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain.
Oh.
But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess.
Yeah.
Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed.
Oh, they killed him.
Swore revenge.
Oh, see, she did care about him. Now, doesn't mean she has to spend the rest of her life married to him, but she did care about him enough to swore revenge. So she really loved him.
That was not the point. Conabar had no honor, so she would not have him.
No.
Flemeth begged the spirits to
That's fair.
aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. The demon the legend tells
Oh.
of came later. Lord
So she called
Conabar's
spirits.
allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
I mean, couldn't she have then come back centuries later and invaded the lowlands? Of course Flemeth would say that. Now I'm going to keep going with the story, though. Which, she never invaded, or he never defeated her? See, I can be invested in the story that she's telling me without necessarily believing it, or not even having decided yet whether or not I believe it, or if it's true. She never invaded, or he never defeated her.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chasens never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac.
Oh,
Cormac led
she never
a
even fought him.
civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed
Oh.
a hero. Flemeth
That was smart
only
of him.
attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
I like that a lot. Taking this myth, huge, this big story, legend, myth, whatever, that exists in this world. And as we learn about it, we're also learning that not everybody has the same opinion of it. It's things that happened long ago, centuries ago, possibly. There's no living memory. There's no TV in this world, no cameras. So all we know is what people wrote down, and what they wrote down was probably pretty self-serving. So, of course, Cormac's going to say, he's a great hero. Let's see. Interesting story. All sounds like hogwash to you. I'm going to ask if Morgan believes her version.
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems
Yeah.
her bitterness has coloured her memories.
Fair enough.
But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
Okay. Now, of course, it doesn't really matter if it's true or not at this point, right? I don't even have to have an opinion on whether or not it's true. Because it's an old tale told long ago. I don't think it's going to affect us. I am curious, though, how is it that Flemeth survived so long? That could be practical information.
The demon within her has transformed her into
No.
something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my
Yeah.
mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
Yeah, see, that's good practical information, possibly, if it ever comes to it, if we ever have to fight her, which hopefully we won't. So the legends tell Flemeth having many daughters, right, because she mentioned that earlier. Aren't abominations usually insane horror as well? We know Flemeth isn't, right? She's maybe a little kooky, but she's not insane and not a horror. So I'm going to ask about her other daughters.
You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Oh, see, they referenced, remember last session, or two ago, somewhere in there, when we talked about them going from the Witches of the Wild to the Witch of the Wild, the singular. And I thought that was just a continuity error on that part. It looks like it may not. It may be both things are talked about by people. The Witch of the Wilds and the many Witches of the Wilds. But why would she refuse to speak of her own children? Because that usually hints to pretty scary things.
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters.
Which is the
They
most
say
benign
that one
possibility.
day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts.
Oh,
It may
well,
be true.
never mind.
I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
That seems like the sort of horrible thing. Someday she'll eat my heart. Oh, well, that's interesting. Thank you. But the rest of it is even less palatable responses, so I'm going to say that.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
Mother, apparently. Oh, God. Keep your curiosity to yourself. That would be a horrible thing to say to her right after she opened up. None of these are true. I mean, she died. She was killed by humans. We learned that in the opening line. But, and she trained me. She was a thief of renown, apparently with her own adventuring party for a while. So I'll say, yeah, I did love her. What else do you want to know?
Nothing. I wish to know nothing more.
Oh,
I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on.
that's interesting. Okay, so I got approval from Morgan. Woohoo! I'm gonna go over and talk to these guys. Ah,
Good
there
to
you are.
see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fenwick, at your service once again. I saw your camp and thought to myself,
Oh,
what
right,
safer
the
place
Dwarven
to rest
Merchants
for
that I
the
thought
evening
I'd lost.
than in the camp of a Grey Ward. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good?
Ah.
Yes?
Discounts sound good. Yeah, so he's offering us a fine discount for the inconvenience of his presence. That sounds nice. What are you selling exactly?
Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality. No cheap trinkets here. And my boy Sandal happens to be a bit of a hand with enchantments.
Oh,
so,
right.
Yes. Sadly, it also makes us a target for bandits in the like.
He's the enchantment
If there were
guy.
spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago.
Yeah, let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
All right. Buttons, where's my stuff? Okay. Let's see what I have. I want to get rid of most of the stuff. Oh, I was going to give that to Sten. Let me look and compare it to what Sten currently has. So 13 point... Yeah. Definitely giving that to Sten. Okay, I'll get rid of the short bow, though. Let's see. Kind of armor and get rid of all this. Oh. Somewhere I lost my Blood Dragon plate armor. Oh, I must have accidentally sold it to a earlier merchant. Oops. Oh well. Here's all the rest of the Blood Dragon stuff, so I could have gotten it here. Smuggler's armor. Smuggler's armor better than my armor? 7.98. Oh, I'm wearing Smuggler's armor, but a different kind. Okay, interesting. Oh, but it requires 18 strength, which I don't have. So I won't do that. Scholar robes. Jeez. Some pretty powerful stuff in here. It's a black metal torque. It's for the Mabari. It's plus 6 attack, plus, oh, but it's 5 gold. Yeah, I've got 66, so maybe I will buy some of that. Let's see what else I can sell, though. No, I don't want to sell that. Other... I believe I have... Okay, so I've got these gifts, and the gift system is a little weird. Let's see what this will do. Huh. I'm going to get rid of some of this. Let's see. Okay, so the gifts... I don't know, the gifts kind of seem like a cheat, right? It's a way of getting other characters to approve, to up the approval of the other characters, so they like you more. Which I think I prefer doing all that through dialogue, just because it's more interesting. But then again, I'm not sure if it's possible to get them all the way up without using the gift system. So I think I'll just hold on to them for now and not worry about it. Okay. There you go. And I'm going to see about making some poison out of this stuff. And this way I can look to see if I need things. Okay, Deathroot. I've got enough flasks. That's what I was looking for. Oh, and I can know how to make this one, but I can't do it yet. Or I've got the recipe, I just don't know enough to follow it. But this one I can make some. Let's go and use up all my toxic extract to renew my venom, which is a more powerful poison than I've been using. Okay. So, and Sandal can enchant things. So, let me give Sten his sword. Sell Bodan his maul.
Folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay, goodbye, maul.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me.
Persuade. So what's your story exactly? Should I ask him about... Oh, yeah, what is his story?
I suppose since you told me about you being a Grey Warden, it's only fitting for me to be as open.
Yes, it is.
I'm originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Look how much world building we put in there, right? Lost glory, ancient cities. There are nobles. So we've got this fallen civilization, but it's still functioning. We have a merchant class, which is interesting. Or merchant caste, he said. Or did he say class? I don't remember now. But anyways, we have a group. They're merchants. Kind of implies that it's a family business. And he doesn't really have a choice in the matter. And neither does anybody else in his family. But rare artifacts, right? Old grand things, the nobles. There are nobles among the dwarves, so we didn't know that before. Yeah, why did you leave?
One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running real. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She
Did
had
you?
me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
They're touchy like that. Yeah, I'm going to ask him, and did you steal them?
Well, I didn't steal them.
Okay.
You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me.
Castless
The lost
thugs.
tags. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure.
The lost tags.
Something worth a little gold.
So there's treasure hunters in the deep roads he's talking about. So there's a lot of world building just in this guy's conversation, but he's really doing a conversation about his backstory, like what brought him here. But he's telling us a lot about dwarven society and about the state of the world that it's in. So he goes in there and finds. I've been doing the same thing, right? I open every chest I find and take the stuff out of it. Yeah, so I'm gonna say, hey, it's better to do something with them than leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out.
Oh.
Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface.
So he's a fugitive from Orzammar.
Never looked back.
You're lucky to have done so well.
I thank the stone every single day. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
Yeah, I think I'd like him to see my, Oh, yeah, you didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true.
Oh.
She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be.
Being in
Sandal
exile and all?
here, I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think. And he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the second time. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Probably not. Blood isn't all that important. No, it's not. I mean, look around us here.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes.
Wandering the deep roads, that would make sense.
Enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
So he likes enchanting
does seem to
things.
enjoy it, at least.
Yeah, but so where did these goods come from? Not the deep roads.
Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them.
Okay.
The things
That's
in
good
the
to know.
lost tags, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember.
Yeah.
It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
So you're looting the abandoned homes of people who are fleeing the Darkspawn. That sounds good. Grey Warden's a good place to be then, since we're right at the edge of that.
Don't get all indignant. I hate the Darkspawn as much as anyone.
I mean, I'm hardly one to
People
complain.
flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate.
Right?
And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. It's not so bad. They destroy everything they touch.
No. I mean, it's better than having the Darkspawn take it all.
That's what I tell myself, too. Ah, these are dark times indeed. Dark.
That's what I tell myself. I like that. Not that's what I believe, but that's what I tell myself. It's a good, subtle turn of phrase there. Okay. I should go.
Of course. Good fortune to you and yours.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to go all the way over here and ask Sandal to enchant something for me.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was he now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
Here's a savant. Alright. Okay. What enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment.
And there you have it.
Yeah. Well, let's get some enchanting done.
Enchantment.
Okay. So I've got a ceremonial longsword and ceremonial dagger. I've got a fight. Okay, here we go. Ceremonial longsword. Let's put a lightning rune in there. Oops.
Enchantment.
Yes, please.
Enchantment.
Okay. And the dagger. Let's put the frostwood in there. Great sword. And Alistair's longsword. Ooh, we can take two. Mine can only take one each. Okay. But I have one each for my swords. Let's see if they have any more runes that they could sell us.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out. I'm sure you'll be
Let me
pleased
see your
with the
wares.
goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay. Other? Is that what runes are? No? Crafting materials? Meh. He may not have any runes. I don't know what section they'd be under. He doesn't really have that much stuff. Okay. I will let him go. And I will go. I believe we're going to go head towards, not Denham. Okay, we want to talk to Alistair's family, so we're going to take Alistair
Yes. Yes.
3 times. I want a wizard in the party.
Indeed.
And so we've got a wizard, a rogue, and a mage, and a fighter, maybe, of some sort, or an archer. Don't Lilian or Sten. I think Sten. Let's see how he does with his new armor and his great sword. Woohoo. Okay. So there's the Brazilian outskirts. There's Denham, that's where I'm from. Van Lorenland, I don't know what's up with that. The Callahan Docks. There's Circle Tower. So it looks like Redcliffe Village is one of the closest. Redcliffe Village, that's the one I wanted to go to. That's where Alistair's from and where Van Tegan is. So let's go there. So I do like this. We have... here we go.
Look,
Yes.
can we talk for a moment?
No, it's not a
I need to
cutscene.
tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier.
Uh-oh. Let me guess. I'm not going to like this, am I?
I don't know. I doubt it. I've never liked it, that's for sure.
No.
Well, let's see. How do I tell you this? We're almost at Redcliffe. Did I say how I know Arl Eamon?
You said he raised you, right? Oh, you're his son, aren't you? Just like the Arlessa thought.
No, I'm not his son. I'm a bastard. My mother was a serving girl at Redcliffe Castle, and she died when I was born. Arl Eamon took me in and raised me before I was sent to the Chantry. The reason he did that was because my father was King Marek.
Oh.
Which made Kaelin my half-brother, I suppose.
Oh. So your father was the king. You don't think you could have told me this before? So you're not just a bastard, but a royal bastard. Doesn't that make you the heir to the throne?
Making breath, I hope not. I don't think so. You don't think so, do you? I'm a bastard. And nobody even knows about me.
Still,
I would have told you, but
the throne is being contested, and one of the contestants is a very bad person.
A possible threat to Kaelin, and so they kept me secret.
So, might be a good time to reveal yourself here, Alistair.
Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I can understand that, but more importantly, right now, does Loghain know this?
Why wouldn't he? He was King Marek's best friend. I don't know if that means anything, though. I certainly never considered the idea that it might ever be important. Arl Eamon eventually...
But your father was the king? You never thought that would be important?
Of course, with the king so soon after the war. We loved her a great deal. Anyway, the new Arlessa resented the rumors which pegged me as the Arl's bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed.
Right.
Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point.
Well, that sucks. Did she know the truth about you?
She may have, but I think it's more likely that she feared the rumors might be true.
Oh.
I can't blame her for that. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away. I tore it off and threw it at the wall. It shattered.
So...
Stupid thing to do.
The cat came out of nowhere.
By the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
No, he brought this amulet up kind of out of nowhere. That could have been done a little less clumsily, but it's, foreshadowing, I think, where the amulet comes in later. So it's good to set that up, but he probably could have done that a little more subtle, right? Something like, when she told me, I got so mad, I grabbed the amulet that my mother had given me and threw it at him, and hit the wall and shattered, or something. At least I could have had that of her, or something along those lines. I don't know exactly how to do it. I'm not writing this, but yeah, I would definitely have hammered at that line a bit more. But the rest of this was good stuff, right? He's explaining his childhood. He hated he got packed off to this, and this is reason why he didn't really want to be a Templar. Possibly he never really fit in at the monastery like everybody else did. And so he kind of felt an outsider to them all the time. But if the throne's in contention and we need the throne on our side to defeat the Darkspawn and thus save the world from utter annihilation, maybe you want to step up here. Just saying. But you are an heir to the throne, right?
Let's hope not. I'm the son of a commoner and a Grey Warden to boot. It was made very clear to me early on that there was no room for me raising any rebellions or such nonsense. And that's fine by me. Now, if there's an heir to be found, it's Arl Eamon himself. He's not of royal blood, but he is Kaelin's uncle, and more importantly, very popular with the people.
How can you be the uncle to the king,
He's
but not
really
royal
a
yourself?
nerd. No, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
As you command, my prince. Aren't you? Oh, and what does that make me? Yeah, let's just say, aren't you?
See?
I mean,
I knew you could do it.
basically.
It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good stuff there. So he's the royal bastard, son of the king. And this is to a people who believe in the whole royal blood thing, that somehow nobles are different than ordinary people. You know, they're just God-given, more powerful. They're a different species almost, who are made to rule. And that's their place. The rest of us peasants were made to follow, and that's our place. So, there are people who even today believe that kind of thing. But remember, as I've said before, people make decisions based on what they believe, not what you want them to believe. So the people who believe this thing, that's a real thing to them. And the people in this world are going to accept him as the king if he's got noble blood, so he could become theoretically the king. But that's not our priority, but it might be a useful thing later.
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road.
Hi.
I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
Nope. I'm an important business. I need to see Arl Eamon.
The Arl? Then you don't know.
You don't know?
Has nobody out there heard?
Heard what? Oh, they're all sick, if that's what you mean.
He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days.
Oh,
We're under attack.
that's not good.
Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no
She's got a
army
point.
to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Arl Eamon's brother. He's here.
Yes.
Oh,
It's not far, if you'll come with me.
sure. Take us to him. We'll see what's going on. Is one of the places you can travel to in Dragon Age Inquisition, but it's very different there.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainersphere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan. Though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud. Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive. This is wonderful news.
Didn't recognize him.
Still alive, yes.
He was a boy of
For
10.
long, if General Logain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Logain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
Oh, not all of us died. Should I step forward, declare myself a Grey Warden, your nephew, who we know is the king? You don't believe Logain's lies? Good. Let's
What,
get that
he
out
killed his
there.
men in order to save them? That Kaelin risked everything in the name of glory?
Oh,
Hardly.
he kind of
Logain
did.
calls the Grey Wardens traitors, murderers of the king. I don't believe it. It is an act of a desperate man. So you are a Grey Warden as well. A pleasure to meet you.
I didn't say that.
I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
Okay, so he filled us in on the backstory there. Evil things are coming out of the castle. Nobody else has heard anything else from the castle. Nobody's answering him when he tries to call. But I want to address something he said earlier that, oh, so you're a Grey Warden as well. Which I never told him that. Now, in the video game, sometimes there's going to be glitches like that because you have all these different branching trees of dialogue, so not everything... Nah, I mean, you could probably put some kind of flag on that said only say this if they revealed they were a Grey Warden, and there'd be another flag on the other diagram that sets that flag. Or something. But at this moment, he doesn't know I'm a Grey Warden. Not everybody knows everything. And you got to keep track of that when you're writing especially a full novel length thing. And I had that. A lot of that gets fixed in editing. But you got to make sure the characters react to the information they know, not to what the reader knows or what other characters know, but only what they themselves know. And of course, you don't want to have a scene where you tell the character everything over and over, because then you're going to be repeating information a lot to the reader. I mean, so there's a fine balance there. Sometimes I'll just say something like, Carl filled him in on what happened. Boom, there we go. So anything that person knows now is excused by that. And of course, the converse too, right? Because if they were told about something, or they know about something, or it would be obvious to them that something is true, then later, if they don't act on that information, or they act like they don't know that, that's also a problem, and the readers will call you on that. Hopefully your beta readers will call you on that, like mine did, and so you fix it before it gets into publication. But that's the kind of thing you need beta readers for, because they're that's one of the things they excel at, is that kind of continuity errors. Let's see. Okay, so he just told me about all the attacks from the castle. So we're going to go ahead, and I can help you drive them back. What evil things you're talking about? What happened? Tell me the rest.
They hit again the next night. Each night they come with greater numbers. With Cailan dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Alistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arl Eamon.
Yeah, so we need Arl Eamon to fight Loghain. We need Loghain to fight the Darkspawn, or we need to either recruit, or, I mean, that's right. We could get him on our side. we need him to fight the Darkspawn. So we need Arl Eamon, which means we need help in the battle, because these people need to survive, so we can talk to Arl Eamon. So, and of course, we need to be known. We need the people on our side. So we need to keep up that legend of, the myth of the Grey Wardens, these legendary warriors, and legendary warriors are heroes. So, and heroes step up to fight the evil undead coming out of the castle.
There are no Darkspawn here, and nothing to gain. It is a fool's errand.
You're wrong. There is something to gain. If there's a chance to rescue the Arl, we have to try.
Perhaps.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough...
It's one step on the way.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch.
There's a step on the way, you two.
Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
Okay. I'm on my way. Let's go do that.
Luck be with you, my friend.
I'll come back and discuss the situation with him later. Morgan disapproves, Alistair approves, and my quest is updated. Okay. So Morgan doesn't like that I'm helping these people, because she doesn't see the big picture. Or she thinks she sees the big picture.
When are the bad men coming? Soon, darling.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So let's talk to all these people. Jetta?
You're a Grey Warden, right? Were you in Ostagar? In the Korcari Wild?
Yes, I was.
My husband and son went there to bring the Chant of Light to the Chastened.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't heard from them since.
They're dead. Are you Jetta?
I am. You've heard of me?
Yes, you're manufactured by Volkswagen, right? No, okay. Oh, God. It's a different way of saying it. They're dead. But yes, your husband and son are both dead.
I thought that might be the case.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for telling me.
Certainly.
Maker's blessings upon you.
Certainly is what I answered.
Father is outside defending the village from the bad men. We must stay here and be brave.
Oh.
I'm so scared, Father. What are we going to do?
Silence, girl. Do you want the children to hear you?
But night is coming. The monsters will return and we sit here and wait for them.
We have no choice. We must pray and hope for the Maker's compassion.
I just hope everything will be all right. So many have already died.
Who's this person? Caitlin.
Sorry.
Hi, Caitlin.
Am I bothering you? I'll try to be more
Oh,
quiet.
God. That's horrible. She's sitting here crying. I'll leave you to your sniveling. Yeah, that's a terrible thing to say. Okay, so she's applying. I'm sorry. I'll try to weep in abject horror, or whatever. Abject despair. A little quieter so I don't bother you. Because I am wearing the armor and swords, and she probably mistakes me for a noble who, as we learn in this world, can be real dicks. So I'm going to reassure her a bit. You're not bothering me.
I shouldn't be such a crybaby. With Mother gone now, I have to be brave. I can't help myself. I'm so frightened. Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere.
Oh.
And now my brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too.
What would you give me to find her? What would you give me to find? I don't know where his brother is. He's probably dead. It's probably got eaten by the evil dead. Why would he run off? Do you know?
He said something about saving Mother. He's just a little boy. He doesn't understand she's gone.
Oh.
If he has foolishly run off, then he is no doubt dead.
God.
You should get used to that fact.
You're not helping Morgan.
Nice. Maybe you want to kick her in the head while you're at it.
Shall we comfort her with lies? If she is to face death, better she face it honestly.
I hope he didn't try to go to the castle. Oh, that would be awful.
Yes, it would be. I'll look for him.
You will. Thank you so much.
I can't
Please
promise
find him.
anything. But if I come across him, I'll let him know that you're there or something. I mean, because really, if Janelle finds any child wandering around lonely, she'll probably do a little bit to protect them at least. Okay. So, I am going to save here. And pick this up on Tuesday next. So Tuesday at 6 o'clock, 6 to 8. And I think I might actually do a full 2 hours that time. I don't have anything else planned or scheduled yet that day. So there you go. Yeah, remember how I told you that I was going to make up for coming in late by leaving early? Yep, so here I am. But thank you for joining me, all of you. I'll be back on here on Tuesday. Gotta save the game before I quit. I have to exit the game so I can get back to the Twitch panel to turn it off. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.